know what, y'all? I don't normally do stuff like this. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even sure that I can even remotely do reaction stuff justice. But waking up this morning after being up writing, I was just shocked by the antics and the actions of a certain person, and I couldn't wait. I just I could not wait to give my take on the things that's wrong with this woman and everything she does. And I'm so grateful for reaction channels so that I don't have to give her the direct views to her content, because it is frustrating at this point. It's frustrating watching her talk things like mental health. It's frustrating hearing her cry and try to literally sympathy bait when not even 2, 3 weeks ago she was sitting in the red hijab. She was defiant. Where's your husband? Where's this? And she's a great cat owner when we all know the truth about that. Especially given that you left a young cat alone to run off to Thailand. You said you boarded them with family, but of course you lie so much. Who among us would even know that? You come back, you didn't realize that the young kitten, the stray that you take in, would go through things, biological things like heat. Still haven't gotten the cat fixed or spayed the way it needs to be. Gave it Depo, which last I checked was for humans, but as a cat mom myself, it's pretty shocking to me the lack of care that this being gives to anything in her life. But what troubles me is I want to feel Schadenfreude. For those who don't understand what Schadenfreude is, I'll give a quick. It's the German word for happiness from misery. I want to feel a bit of Schadenfreude for what Chantal is doing and what she's going through, but I don't trust her because she lies. She lies so much that any a little bit of joy that I could feel in the misery bait and that she's doing in this video we're about to play, I can't. I can't give her what she wants because I don't trust her yet. I will not trust her until her ass is back in Canada. So I'm gonna play this with y'all. Barney Hendricks, one of my favorite people to watch it. I know it doesn't look like I'm subscribed because I'm not logged in. I know I should set my studio up better and get logged into everything on here, but it's just easier for me with the Bonnet Chronicles to just not sign into all my stuff. I'm paranoid, whatever. But I wanted to use their stuff because A, they condensed it down to 10 minutes, and I really feel like they genuinely get to the heart of the matter, but I can give you my real time facial and commentary expressions to what we saw last night. Because, oh my gosh, this opening cracks me up. I'm not even gonna lie. Because this is her before she became secular. The
Hello, foodie beauties.
This is who she really is, and not this.
It's like I have to be private about a lot of things.
Private.
I don't even know what to say. So these are Pall Malls, but they're like the mint ones. You have to crush the filter to make it.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, the fact that she, as a wannabe secular person, is like, I'm gonna smoke because I'm stressed. I'm not leaning into my spirituality when I'm stressed. Should tell you right there that this was all cosplay. But I digress.
Mint. So I bite the filter with my teeth, my rabbit teeth. I might go home
I
for a
can't
while.
say shit
It's
about
nothing
teeth.
against
My
Salah
teeth
at
fucked
all.
up.
Like I love him so much, but sometimes I'm just like really conflicted and like.
If you're in love, what's the conflict? Like, you say you're in love. This is love. This is real love. Where's your husband? Where everything to everybody else, all of us uggos who are you're prettier than 90% of us. What's the conflict there, hun? Come on now.
Within myself and like feel like I have it's like a me problem. Like even though he reassures me that he accepts me for how I am.
He reassures you and accepts you for how you, because this was a contract. You can't convince me anymore, and I know I'm going off on a tangent soon on, and I'm gonna try to explain a little bit more as she goes on. But you can't convince me that whatever you had with you and Salah is a genuine, loving relationship. Even your trip to Thailand showed the way he holds you kind of like a servant and not a lover. The way he doesn't even really look at you when you are together. There's no love there. You can't convince us, even though you've tried to carefully craft this Muslim life of yours, that this was real. I'm sorry, no, just no.
Like, I feel like I have so much mental health problems. Health problems. I just feel
Ma'am.
old and fat and barren.
Look, I totally understand mental health problems, probably more than you know, because I'm actually diagnosed, and I actually honestly embrace my path of keeping my crazy ass on the right path so that I don't do stupid shit. But you can't just self-diagnose mental health problems and sympathy bait because you realize you messed up, but you don't get the help that you need for it. So, no sympathy there. I'm sorry. People with mental health problems exist, and I do believe there's something wrong with you, Chantal. But until a clinical physician gives you those papers and says, hey, this is what's wrong with you, this is how we're going to help you handle this. No, no, no sympathy for this devil. Nope, sorry, can't do it, y'all. She brought this on herself. And the whole idea that she's starting to understand her inadequacies, yeah, that revelation would have been great in Canada where you literally belong. It is not for you to cry and get literal online therapy through your followers or literal hate watchers at this point. You cannot convince me that these are supporters letting her do this.
And like, I just want to live peacefully, not having those insecurities in a relationship. I don't want to.
Ma'am, you have insecurities in your relationship, and I love the pan to the cactus. This is why I watch Marley. This is exactly why I watch Marley. But you have these insecurities because you literally stuffed the void in your life with drugs, with food, with anything you can to escape your problems when you are your main problem. And instead of literally working on the main issue, you try to avoid, run away, do anything but confront the literal issue. And Salah can't help you. Drugs will only numb the problem. You need professional help, but you won't go get it because it's a lot of work. And what we've learned watching you these last few weeks, because I'm still new to a lot of this, is you do not like to do the work, honey, and it's fucking clear at this point.
I don't want to have that. I want to just live like somewhere. It's like I don't know if it's my mental illness, but I just want to like be comfortable in my home and play video
Yeah,
games and just
we
relax and
know,
like
we
go live
know.
whenever I'm.
You want to be comforted. You want the husband that like legitimately bows down to you, takes care of you, does everything. Those people don't exist. I need to make it clear to you that that kind of partner is a fantasy because you're human beings. You are literally marrying another person who has their own rights, their own life, their own way of being. And if you can't get past your own little insecurities to allow your partner, you know, I don't know, the ability to be and exist without you, that's a you problem. You will never work out in no matter what relationship you're in. I can't imagine because I'm 46. I can't imagine telling my also 40-year-old partner that he can't leave the house without me feeling insecure. What even the fuck is that? I'm sorry, the old New Yorker is coming out in me. I legit don't even understand that. Hi, honey. I just, I can't with the levels of bullshit I'm listening to right now.
I want to drive around on the long
You
road
want to
sometimes.
drive around, but you move to a Muslim
It's just
country
that sometimes it's hard
where your rights are literally
not having
restricted.
the comforts or the crutches that I had in Canada. You know, not being able to just go for a drive. Or like I know this is bad to say as a Muslim, but I do miss like the wheelchairs sometimes. Not wheelchairs, like but
And see what troubled me about the whole wheelchair thing, and I'm looking at my partner right now, and I probably should be looking at the camera. I didn't know what wheelchairs meant. I thought she meant like physical wheelchairs because as a big girl, I get mobility issues sometimes happens. I'm working hard so that doesn't happen to me. But when she was talking wheelchairs, where everybody was talking wheelchairs, I thought she meant a wheelchair. She means edibles. That's what they call weed, I guess in Canada. I don't know. We have weed here. I don't know all the hippie slang to it, so I don't know. Because you eat it and then you have to sit in a chair. I don't know. I don't. Gonna go get cats taken care of and then go grab the groceries. Okay. That'll be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go exercise and stuff. I think the kid was up earlier and I and got food, but if you want to get him something extra, you know he'll never say no to that. But I'm gonna get ready to go on the bike after this. I feel like she's baiting us for sympathy, but I want to call because she started with the mental health stuff, and you know that set me off the last time, and I'm just I can't. I'm annoyed. Okay. No, I still got to get on the bike and everything else. I'm going to get on the bike. That's going to be about 30 minutes and then cool down. Then I'm going to get a shower. Then I'll wait and then I'll start the laundry. Yeah. I'm not going to get Callie's stuff. I'll get Max and Miss Kitty done. Yeah, I'll handle Callie. Okay, honey. I yeah. Thank you. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, but that's the reality of actually being in a decent relationship versus cosplaying one. And I'm not even going to edit any of that out because, honestly speaking, when your partner cares about you, when you're in an actual loving relationship, this is the banter and the back and forth. I don't feel stressed that he's leaving the house. I actually feel like when you with somebody that you can trust, you don't have those concerns. But little Miss Chantal, as you'll hear, is in the
and I know it's
same
bad for
boat.
me. It's an addiction. So
The wheelchair thing
the thing
fucks
is, it's
me up.
like
I did
when
not
I think
know
about
that's what they
Canada,
call them. Of course, you think about Canada. You want to go
when I'm
home.
there, I miss like my cat here. I miss Harry. I miss Salah. I miss my
Y'all, I know some of yous watch me for me because I don't have a large following right now. Thank goodness. Sorry, not sorry. So those of you who watch me for like the Bonnet Chronicles, you won't understand why I get so annoyed at her talking about her cats. This heifer loves to pretend that she's this great cat mom. And okay, calm down, Walmart. I know we're going to get our stuff. Um, the thing that bothers me about her trying to pretend like she's this great cat mom or owner, because she's more of the owner type instead of a cat mom, is she had cats for years and those cats were in squalor. And there's literal streamed proof of dirt, grime, cats eating off the floor, just really not a good environment for people or pets to really live in. And the whole reason she got the newest cat kitten that she gave Depro to is to thumb her nose at those of us who said maybe stay away from pet ownership for a while because the whole BBJ, which was the cat that you wanted to euthanize, the cat that when FFG finally got them and got them in a good home, which I don't care what you say, if FFG had BBJ, I feel like she would be upfront about it. She let you know that yes, she had a hand in getting the cat away from you, but the cat doesn't live with her. She's a dog person. Stop trying to make it seem like she has BBJ in her home. She's adjacent enough to where we know that the cat's okay. She helps with care for the cat, and she's got an amazing calendar, which I hope to one day have a copy myself of. But I do not think that FFG directly has BBJ. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong on this. I think if she had BBJ, she would just say, "Hey, I got the cat. What you gonna do about it?" Because at this point, there really isn't anything Foodie can do about it. You literally gave your cat up, and you didn't even bother to do it the full way. You had gave the carrier the Pete's, to give to the person that you gave BBJ away to. So stop acting like you care about things. You are literally devoid of any ability to care about things. And I say this as a literal sociopath. You cannot fool me.
Home here and things about Kuwait. When I think if I was alone, I have told Salah all this before, that I wouldn't have to worry about, like, just me. Like my grandma that way, just me. Like she was always alone. I understand why.
As a grandma's girl, I get annoyed when she leans into it too because I've seen the live streams. Like, I'm loving the fact that these people have your documented mess for us that did not see you in real time back then. The fact that you use your grandma as somebody who was literally close to my grandmother to try to garner sympathy too kind of makes me pause because yeah, I totally like that's why when Greg wanted to move us out to this more rural area, just like my grandparents did when they moved out to Dennisville, I didn't have a problem with it because I am literally a grandma's girl and I act just like my grandma Ella, especially. So I get what she's trying to say here. I just feel kind of like sus that all of a sudden she's leaning into the whole grandma thing because I'm pretty sure I've heard you talk smack about how you were grew up and how you were ignored a lot by your grandma and her being alone made her bitter and you sat in front of the TV and got food shoved at you. But it is what it is.
There's things I do very much dislike about Canada. Yeah.
Then why do you want to go back? You dislike Canada. Why do you want to go back then, ma'am? Get your story straight. This is why I said I'm not gonna get full Schadenfreude yet until I see her ass actually in Canada because this feels like sympathy baiting at this point.
But I don't know if it was Canada or if it was just my life there that I hated. I'm like confused. I wish I
It
could
was
drive around.
Natter. It was Natter. It was Natter, Natter, Natter. It was the fact that Natter decided that Dee Dee was better than you. It was the fact that you lost out. You cannot take an L without full on going Chernobyl. And the fact that Natter picked Dee Dee over you is still a sore point for you. Add to the fact that you were willing to throw everything away for somebody you only talked to for a month and people called you out on it. You were willing to kill your cat and throw away the other cat for this relationship and you got called out on it. There's a reason why you don't like Canada, ma'am. And the most, in my humble opinion, the most direct issue is you.
I just feel very confused. It's like bringing all of my mental health problems onto
Oh,
Salah. He's
please.
normal. He's fucking normal.
Normal is not marrying somebody from outside your culture who claims to want to be Muslim for the chance to get over to Canada because as a Syrian, and I'm not going to get too heavy into geopolitics with this react, but because of what happened in Syria, the conflict that wasn't Salah's fault, if anybody tries to accuse me of being Islamophobic, this is just what I know personally on what went on in Syria with the conflict, with especially certain terrorist group that went on and bombed a lot of innocent people and stuff there. A lot of countries had issues with Syrians just being able to immigrate over. It's not 100%. There are plenty of Syrian communities even here in the States, but it is a bit harder because of what happened during certain times for Syrians to just travel freely, especially Syrian males. So when we seen you go to Kuwait with a non-actual Kuwaiti male who's Syrian, yeah, red flags went all the way off. So for you to call him normal, and another thing to copy somebody that I really enjoy, the fact that you allegedly got married last year, you've been a newlywed for a year, you have no kitchenware, I don't even want to apartment shame because I've lived in efficiencies when I was dating people. So it ain't about the size of your abode. It's the fact that you literally married a supposed secular Muslim. You don't have kitchenware. You don't have wedding gifts. You wear one gaudy ass gold ring, and there is absolutely nothing else saying that yous are together. I'm literally with a fundy. I make fun of it, but it's honestly true. They are fundamental Christians when I am a pagan. So I understand blending two cultures and two faiths together. And I understood that when I came up, that the people that I was marrying their son was not too happy about it. But even they accepted our relationship, and we've gotten marital gifts. Because when you marry into secular religious families, they fucking gift you. That's how another red flag about your relationship went off to those of us who know, especially who know actual Muslim cultures too. It was just, enjoyable to watch you try to fake your way through it. I'll leave it at that. Because come on now,
Nothing medically wrong with it.
nothing
I
medically
can't drive
wrong with
here.
them. Okay.
I think you need an international, like I thought you could drive with your. I'm not sure if you can drive with my license or
Ma'am, you went over
if
to
you need an international
Kuwait
license, but
to escape your problems. Of course, you didn't know.
it's not safe. It's like really crazy to drive here alone, and I
Mm.
feel like betraying him talking about this online. I know, but I need to feel free to like express myself as well.
If you feel like you're betraying your partner, maybe you shouldn't. And if you need to express yourself, maybe get a therapist. What you shouldn't do is tell us that you're a secular Muslim revert and then you do shit like this. You're smoking, you're acting out, you're betraying your partner, you're doing everything against the faith you claim to be about. And I'm not going to let you forget the red hijab, anti Semitic, telling somebody that their parents' passing was karma rant because you don't even get your spirituality right. You're mixing karma with everything else. And let me tell you, honey, the amount of negative you put into the world, whether you want to blame your mental health or not, karma is going to come and collect. And when it does, I hope to Nelson laugh.
I just feel like I have limited freedom in certain things. It's normal.
And whose
Oops,
fault is that?
my hair. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
There's just things I can't tell you guys out of respect and privacy. You know, obviously our relationship is not perfect, but I think a lot of it's a me problem too.
Yeah,
And yeah, I didn't acknowledge any of my problems.
that's
So
the
back
root of the equation. You are the problem. And I wish that this revelation felt like she was really having her come to Jesus moment because I know it's not real. I know she is literally sympathy baiting some of us and rage viewing, clicking the most of us. But she sprinkles truths in her lies, and that's what makes it so convincing. This is how sociopaths' brains work, and I say this as a diagnosed sociopath. I can see the fellow sociopath here. She's just not diagnosed, y'all. She's gaming the system and she's gaming our emotions, and it pisses me off.
like with you know who, I don't even want to live in the same country as that person. Honestly,
Bullshit. Bullshit. Sorry for the quick pause. Bullshit. If he said in a heartbeat that he was dumping Dee Dee and that he wanted you, you'd be on a plane by tomorrow because you enjoyed the mess of his life. You enjoyed the excitement he brought you. One of the clear things we've seen in this Kuwait art is you've tried so hard to mold yourself into a proper wife and woman for this man, but you're not excited. You were definitely not getting the D because if you were, we would be able to tell it. You wouldn't be able to keep it to yourself, no matter how private you want to be. You're miserable, and that's clear.
I don't. I respect Stella. I respect her privacy. The things that have to do with me, you know, and my sentiments. I feel like
Hmm.
I've always talked about these things. I've always liked
Tell
to be
us
open,
another
and I
one,
just don't feel
honey.
like me not being that way. You know, and it contradicts who I am now, like as like a Muslim woman. Like they don't typically talk about their problems like that. You know,
Yeah, I agree with this, Marley, especially the whole idea that you as an outsider, you are literally still a Westerner, no matter what you try to tell yourself and us. You are not a full Muslim woman. And there are Muslim women right now. Once again, I hate that I feel like I'm getting into geopolitics that I actually understand. But unlike her, who literally just Google Map where she is, which, oh my god, I was watching Unicorn Pond do full stream of her nonsense. And the fact that she literally has to Google Map so that she could try to add at those of us who said she doesn't even know where she lives right now. Child, I'm getting on tangent. There are Muslim women right now who are being tortured because they want it to go without their covering. They want to be able to cut their hair. They want the freedom to exist. And they are literally being jailed and persecuted for trying to have a voice. This is something you, as a literal Western woman, could take full advantage of and speak on having freedom and having that secular spirituality, that duality that most humans strive for, but you're not brave enough. You're not real enough. And this is a literal fucking cosplay. And this is why so many of us get upset with your antics. Because you realize that you want certain aspects of Muslim life. You want the husband, you want to feel like a little wifey, you want the semi restrictive of a possessive partner, but you still want the freedoms to be you and bees and do all that stuff. You can't have it both ways. You either go back home to Canada with the tail tucked between your legs, like we know is your eventuality, or you shut the fuck up, live your boring secular life, and try to get views any way you can, but stop whatever the fuck this is.
Well, it's more complicated for him to come to
Sorry for
Canada.
the
Sorry.
mama read, y'all. It just pisses me off.
I just want to deal with some health things too. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, why am I so effing fucking stupid?
Health things
Like,
like
I don't care about myself
being
or something.
your
Like,
side. I'm a
you know, my blood
big
pressure's high right
girl.
now. I have
I
to
am
give up
working
smoking.
on
Like,
my
I don't even
health
care.
things. You're a liar.
I
You're a
was comparing
liar.
myself to like another like traditional Muslim woman he would marry besides me. Like,
Ma'am,
I have so many.
if he wanted a traditional Muslim woman, he literally lives in Kuwait. He could date somebody in Kuwait. From things I've seen, he has dated or at least had relations with somebody in Kuwait. I don't think he wants a traditional Muslim woman because if he did, he would not have married you. Let's keep it 100. If he had wanted a traditional Muslim woman, he would not have married you.
That I brought here. You know,
I'm not even gonna
I
get
feel like I
into
have
the
duties
whys.
as a wife that I just don't can't I can't do all the time.
It's
Like, what
clear
he
to
wants is what
anybody
I
with
do.
eyes.
He's accepted the entire package. Yeah, but like a part of me doesn't.
He's accepted the entire package because there's some form of financial or whatever gains he had in the long haul for it. I don't think it's going to work out quite the way he wants because she continuously steps into it. But yeah, I don't understand Salah's end game, but it's not going to work out the way he wants unless he wants the Thanos ending.
Doesn't believe that. You know what I mean, Golden Girl? Like, part of me feels like he doesn't really know because we got married so fast. I just
Yeah,
like to be
no
free
shit.
to do whatever I want, whenever I want. Like, I don't know, but I think
You can't have it both ways, Chantal. Like I'm sorry, y'all, but that can't make sense of her behavior, even as somebody who deals with manic. And I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up because honestly, I really do have to get on the bike, get my cat taken care of because unlike some people, as a pet parent, I don't want to neglect my little fur baby. My 18-year-old is okay, he's eating, he's good, but my fur baby still needs me. I just get annoyed with her idea of I want to be restricted, but I want my freedom. That stop it. Just stop it. You're pretending to be manic. Stop it. Pissing me off.
I'm going to go home for a while.
Are you? Are
I'm
you
thinking of like getting
really?
an Airbnb.
Airbnb. You know how expensive. That's another thing that bothers me about the life choices she makes. The amount of money you waste on things like Airbnbs, eating out, and everything else. You could have had a house. I say this as a new homeowner. You could have had a house. You waste your money. I don't know if it's a young person thing or what, but I have never in my life wanted to spend money on an Airbnb. When I did travel It's been about 7, 8 years now, so I know I'm an old timer. But I always went hotels because A, you can get better rates, it's cheaper, it's safer. But also, I don't understand spending money to stay in somebody else's rental house. It's way more expensive, way less safe, and it's dumb. Why would you waste the limited YouTube funds? Because it's been dwindling, girl. We know on an Airbnb. Get the fuck out of here with that.
I hiccuped in public and everyone looked at me.
You
I don't even
hiccuped
have
in
the
public.
relationships take work, right? They take
Everybody
compromise.
looked at you because you're a
I don't even sometimes
hippopotamus.
have
I
the mental
say
energy
this
for
as a
it. Fly to
fact. Get
Canada in
out of
November. I
here.
wish it would be free. Do you know how expensive an effing flight every time I go there is? And what if
Every
like World War
time you
III breaks out
go
and I never get to
there,
see them again or something?
ma'am, how many times have you gone to Canada? We've only seen the Thailand stuff, so I can't take your word for it because you suffer from chronic diabetes.
I'm too impulsive for my own good. I'm very close.
Yeah, no
Look up
shit.
Kuwait and look up Palestine.
This is what I meant. I'm glad she put this in because I was thinking only Unicorn Pond Dude did this. She literally looked up the map because we were making fun of her red hijab rant about, oh, I'm gonna fly over it. Ma'am, you were over in Thailand, that away. Gaza is that away. Like, that way, Thailand, that way, Gaza. You were apparently coming back from Thailand when you made that red hijab rant about flying over the danger zone. So now you're to reinforce your argument that you were going back and forth to Canada instead during your little visa run. Did you fly over Israel and Gaza? Because I still don't think you did, but you're claiming you might have. So I don't know. You lie so fucking much. It's astounding.
this much map space. Like I feel like I have a family here now. Like I couldn't make my pet sense a lot here in war. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I just don't know what happiness is. I guess maybe.
Yeah, we
Like I feel
believe you.
happy and peaceful, but
Not.
like I said, I have those insecurities in a relationship. You know, I feel inadequate. Like as a
You
Muslim
are
woman,
inadequate.
um,
You don't cook, you don't clean, you don't take care of your pets. Salah is literally fucking 40 eating dino nuggies and y'all are drinking Capri Suns. What do you offer to any relationship right now? Like you say it because you know after all the lies that you sprinkle, you'll sprinkle truths about yourself that are clearly obvious, that we clearly have digital proof of, but don't act like we see this as you finally have in your revelation moment because we know this is an act for views.
I don't know how to explain it. But sometimes I don't feel like a good Muslim Rebecca.
You're
You know,
not.
and for that
You're
reason, sometimes it
not a
gets me.
good Muslim. Oh my goodness. Lord, help me. I do not understand what she's trying to pull here, even as a sociopath, because if this is a therapy session, you actually need a therapist at this point. You know the problem, you just don't care to fix the problem because you don't really want to fix the problem. You just want funds.
I don't know. Like if I go back to Canada, I feel like I would want to like medicate again. And how can I do that wearing a hijab? You know, I feel horrible. Like when I was in Canada and I was
That's
alone,
her only
I
problem.
didn't like kids.
How can
I felt sad
I
and
be
lonely.
a drug
Once you
addict
see what's in
and
these
oh,
two heavy
darn ads. How can I be a drug addict and pretend to be Muslim? I can't do both, and we know, honey. That's why you need to choose. Take a side. If you're gonna be a messed up druggie, be a messed up druggie. But if you're gonna do the secular life, lean into it. But what you can't convince us anymore is that you're happy. That is such a bullshit lie at this point. Who are you trying to convince? You are not convincing any of us at this point that you are actually, you know, happy. There's no
duty
way.
totes,
Let me
you'll feel
try to
safer
end
when
this
the
real
next
quick. I
disaster
know
rolls
I need
around
to
because
get my day started. I'm just so annoyed. The whole Pete's thing too, and I'm glad Marley put that up. It troubles me. As somebody who legitimately fell in love with my best friend, is in a forever partnership with my best friend, best husband in the world as far as I'm concerned, to have somebody devoted to you and you constantly take him in and toss him out. And I'm not saying this to defend Pete's because everything I've seen with him and the cats and all his weirdo white boy rants make me like keep my distance anyway. But to constantly treat him like a doormat just shows the lack of character Chantal has, and it drives me up the fucking wall.
I'm gonna die alone. Now I have a loving husband. What the heck is wrong with me, you know?
Exactly.
I miss just getting in the car and going anywhere I want. No, we didn't break up.
Yeah,
We're not getting
yeah,
divorced or
yeah.
anything like
We
this. I think I
get
need to
it.
go
Go
back home
back
for a
to your
while.
hoopty then, hun. Go
I
back
kind
to
of
the
want to go like next week, maybe.
hoopty.
I don't know. After a while, I miss it because this is the longest stint I haven't been in Canada. I usually would go every 3 months or something, right? But then when I go to Canada, I miss here.
Everything
So it's
you
weird.
lie.
Oh no,
You
Robert, I'm not letting
lie.
people
Get the fuck out. Time out. You're talking about you go every 3 months. Ma'am, you've only been in Kuwait a year. You only been in Kuwait a year. You're telling us that you were back and forth in Canada every 3 months with being chronically online, with those sad live streams you did on the floor, shoveling copious amounts of food in your face. Get all the way the fuck out of here. And I'm sorry, y'all. This is why I'll never be monetized because I am real. I would rather react in real time than to pretend like, oh, I want to be YouTube quality. Nah, fuck that. She lies so much. Oh my god.
dictate my choice. This is fully of my free will.
Bullshit.
You know,
Free will, but she wanted to
there
be
maybe have been times
restricted.
where it maybe influenced some decisions, but not anymore. I just do whatever, you know. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
do talk to. I mean, like I told him to be like private about us chatting here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like we do talk on WhatsApp once in a while.
People
Pete's and
keep
I.
receipts on this hoe.
Muslim women are typically not allowed to, you know, have male friends, but Pete's it's a bit different.
No,
You
he's
know, explained
not
that to Salah
different.
when we got married. Like he's
You
been my friend for a
can't
long
pick and
time.
choose
I can't order Uber Eats by
what you
myself.
want in
The
your
phone number is
face.
Salah, so if I order, it will wake him
The
up.
fuck?
Mortadella sandwich on multigrain with mustard and mayo.
She's always
I already
eating.
drank the French dressing.
Like I say this as a
Oh, probably
literal
not.
fat woman. I've never
Before I
hid
went to the sales,
myself.
goodbye.
I am on my journey,
Oh,
whatever. She eats too
and if I
much.
want to, he'll book it for me.
It's pissing me off. The old school New Yorkers coming out. I'm sorry, I don't mean to yell, but oh my god. I am so sick and
He's
tired of
understanding
seeing her
actually.
shoveling food in her face. Just stop. Stop.
I know you.
Oi, oi. There's the hair.
I know what you mean.
And she's doing this
I'm
on
not gonna.
purpose, y'all.
I'll just show up
Even
one day
if
in
she
Canada and be like,
wants to,
hi, I'm
she
a
is
Kia.
totally messing things up for Salah to get papers. And that is why I say, as a sociopath,
I was listening to it.
I
I got
call
a thread in my
out
hair.
what I see, the
Oh my god.
manipulation.
I'm so sorry. I
Uh-huh.
love the thread.
Bullshit. Well, she was bald for a bit, so maybe she's not used to having hair
Just trying
anymore.
to
I
be
don't
at peace. Thought I think I'm being myself. I'm just. Thought I think I'm being myself. I'm just. Thought I think I'm being myself. I'm just
know. It's almost done,
more
y'all.
private, more subdued. But maybe subdued is not my personality, and it makes me miserable.
Subdue has never
But
been
what
your
kind of man wants to be with
personality.
someone like
Get the fuck out of here.
who's gross, always farting, and nobody wants to be
Ma'am.
around.
My first foray into you outside the Natter saga, which I had originally felt sympathy for you for, because I thought you were an abuse victim. And then as we learned the deets about that, I'm gonna leave it alone because I do feel there was mutual abuse from both of you. But still, it was way messy in only 3 weeks. My first real foray into your character was your poop and vomit story. So trying to act like you're a prim and popular secular woman when you literally have a live where you talked about pooping and vomiting all over somebody's bathroom. Once again, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. Come on now. Come on now.
Especially not in the Middle East. It's not out. I would never let my man go out in the middle of the night. No, I'm a very jealous person, and I can be controlling too. But I'm not.
And there you have it. It feeds right into what I just said about her and the whole 3 week natter situation. The whole I need to control somebody that controls me. She would have stayed with that abusive piece of shit if she could have. I guess allegedly, I have to say abusive piece of shit if she could have, because of the control issues, because of the way he made her feel. Salah, for his part, has tried to play the hubby role as much as he could, and the whole wearing the hijab thing, I don't believe that was him, but it could have been. I honestly believe that Chantal plays a fantasy role, and a lot of this is in her head. and that he went along with it because his long game was that citizenship, which he is now seeing isn't going to happen.
Really, like, well, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna let my husband out in the middle of the night. Who does that? And if they say they're going out anyway, okay, well, you can go out, but you are not going to be with me.
Ma'am, grown people who trust each other and who are in a decent relationship don't monitor what our partners do, because if you feel secure in yourself, your man ain't cheating. And if he is, that's on you. But honestly, my man could go out in the middle of the night if he wanted to. He doesn't because he's a homebody like me. But if he wanted to, I could feel secure in him going out because it's probably just going to be a food run for him or whatnot. Honestly speaking, though, this says more about you than it does about him or anybody else, that you can't even let him go out at night without feeling some sort of way. Because this is what this rage was about. I bet homeboy went out last night and she's pissed.
No, Rosemary, we didn't fight or anything. It's just like I have these, like, I stay awake at
Bullshit.
night sometimes with these insecurities and these fears and uncertainties about, I can't let Canada be ruined
Whatever. I
because of
thought you were happy.
certain people,
Where's your husband?
you know?
Where, whatever.
So many bad memories. My life before a certain someone, yeah, better.
Why are you
He sucks
talking
right now.
about him then? Honestly speaking, real, real girl, big girl talk. If your life is so much better without the past boogeyman, why bring him up? I get that trauma leaves looming specters. I understand that aspect of my own mental health journey. But one of the things you don't do if you're in a better life is constantly bring up the past demons. They can't plague you if you're in a good place. And we know, you give it to us constantly that you're not in a good place and you cannot fake your way through this. Especially since you keep bringing up mental health, which is the main reason why Cal has entered the chat.
Me going live and talking about things I probably shouldn't be.
No shit.
And smoking, I shouldn't be doing that either. I don't
No.
like the word shouldn't be doing. That's the problem.
Then why'd you marry a
I'm just gonna sit
Muslim?
around and smoke a freaking cigarette. If I want to freaking do something, I'll do it. He does care if I wear the hijab. He would never want me to take it off. He freaks out if there's a hair showing, so that's not true.
He does care if I wear the hijab. He would never want me to take it off.
I love this
He
edit.
freaks out if there's a hair showing, so that's not true.
And that wraps up Marley Hendrix' amazing edit. And that is why I like reaction channels, because I would not have been able to fully get through Chantal's stuff. I watched a portion of this last night before I went to bed. I was already up right and I was like, I need to go to bed. This has got my blood pressure up. Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I letting this being get me worked up? And it's because she uses things like mental health. She uses things like supposed self revelation. You know, she watches a lot of us. Even my no fucking real follower ass, I can tell when she has taken in stuff that I've either said in chat or stuff I've said in my few vlogs that I've done so far, because she sweats anybody that talks about her. And it's very clear now, Chantal, if you happen to click on this and watch this, I see your game. I'm an actual sociopath, so you're not going to get over on me like you get over on some of your viewers. You're not going to simply bait me because I don't have any emotion like normal people. I am telling you this woman to woman, if you're unhappy, do something about it. But what you're not going to do is convince me that you've had some kind of real revelation and this is why you want to go to Canada. It's fake. But I'm gonna get ready to go, get my day started, y'all. I've held off way too long. Homeboy's gonna be home with our stuff and be like, thought you were gonna be showered up and changed by now. So yeah, I'm gonna go get my day started. I just really wanted to react in real time to this nonsense because I was heated. But I'm gonna wrap this up. Maybe I'll upload this, maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't normally do reaction, but I was just so fired up about this. But let me stop Minnesota goodbye in this and go now and get my day started. See y'all.